New skill unlocked! Playing the harp. Today, actually tomorrow, I have to part ways with this harp, so I thought it would be a good time to make a video about the harp, why I chose the harp, and my whole entire time with the harp, actually. It came to me in a dream about 2 years ago. Why the harp? A lot of my artwork comes to me in a dream. And I go with it because, you know what, dreams are weird and trippy sometimes. For now, I've only been able to use them as an intuitive nudge towards starting something, towards starting a new project, or to go in some sort of direction on making a decision. So I decided to riff on this magical vision I had, and ta-da! With some hard work, I manifested this beautiful 34-string harp. And my goodness, was it ever such a hoot to learn. I love the harp. So some of you might know I got a grant this year, and I have been allotted time, a whole year approximately, to work on an album. In this album, I chose, as my research and creation project, to research more about healing music, more about healing sounds, healing instruments, and seeing how I can incorporate that with my already electronic music practice. Now, as some of you know, some of you might not know, I really love electronic music, and I love listening to it at loud decibels in, louder environments where that is permitted. And there is something healing about going to a space where there's live music, or where there is a DJ making a set or a live set from someone, and the vibrations of what they play just can, if done well, engulf someone and have a meditative healing process. Now, as some of you already know, I don't drink alcohol, so when I go to these events and spaces, I really focus solely on the music, and I'll try to let it take me away. Most often than not, I am microanalyzing, as most producers tend to do when they go outside. However, it is still important to go out and enjoy the listening experience and enjoy the vibrations entering your body and how that makes you feel. What 8 months of learning this new harp instrument taught me. One is that technique is everything. Without the proper finger technique and the proper looseness in the arm, there could be unnecessary tension created. Over time, really putting a damper on your body, your ligaments, and putting unnecessary stress in places that there shouldn't be. Technique is everything. Without technique, there is room for injury. Your fingers must be loose, and your whole body is activated in such a way that it is so engaging. Like the whole mind and the body are engaged with the instrument. So we already touched on technique. It's all in the fingers, baby. It's all in the fingers. Relaxation. Oof, that's what's going to get the harp going and those strings to sound excellent. Also, the little finger claws. Look, if there's tension, that's risk for playing badly. As with any instrument, practice. Practice, 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 practice. As with any instrument, practice is 100% the only way to get better. There's no way I would have been able to get better at this without practicing every day for 8 months. I envisioned myself playing a few pieces and being able to at least improvise a little bit with my knowledge into my own work. After 8 months, I was able to accomplish that. I understand the logic of the strings, and I understand how to change the keys on the levers to match any kind of key I can imagine. Unlock levers, changing keys and multiple keys. I learned that lever harps are the best harps because you can change the key. So you're not just bound to one key signature. You can play anything just by raising and tuning. And that is amazing for me. I loved the physicality of it. In my dream, when I had a dream to play the harp, I didn't envision the soundboard directly on me and what that would imply to me actually feeling the vibrations. They touched my soul. It was so good. I can't even describe, like when, for example, when you play those bass notes and they continue to resonate on the body, there's something that touches my soul. And I love the soundboard. I love how it rests on my body when I'm playing. I love the physicality of making chords. I love just pushing on these strings and vibrating the soundboard. It is absolutely majestic, magical, and enchanting. A cool fun fact that music notation reading came a lot easier for me after looking at the harp. Reading music notation in both treble clef and bass clef. Music makes the people go, yeah. I now have the I now have excavated from the catacombs of my brain the ability to read music, which I had when I was a youngin', a little girl. And now, after a plethora of years of studying visual arts, photography, and other fun visual arty stuff, I am now back in the game. Reading music, treble clef, bass clef, you got it. I can read it. Music. Finally, it has been a long lost dream to uncover my music notation reading abilities. I have had the skill at a very young age when I played the flute and the saxophone in jazz and concert band. However, as I went into visual arts in high school and in university, at the beginning of university anyway, I kind of lost it. I didn't practice it that much. So learning the harp again just brought so many benefits. It reignited my music notation reading, and now I have that skill and I'm not stopping, because now I'm able to learn pieces on the piano as well as keep it going if I ever rent the harp again, which I will buy it. It will be my precious. I feel like I was able to translate that into the piano at a much faster rate. I don't know why this kind of layout, C to C with, maybe you can't see, this kind of layout with C to C and F in the middle, and then you just have the other strings. I love the visual look of it with the red and the black and the white, whereas the piano, it's only black and white. However, now the piano makes more sense looking at the harp, which is cool. This experience has taught me that I love strings. There's something about strings that I'm particularly drawn to, and there are different types of strings. There are nylon strings, which I have on my classical guitar. There are these more metal strings, the name is escaping me, metal strings. And then there are these, in French it's boyaux, gut strings, I think. In English, I forgot the word for them. Regardless, these different types of strings make different types of sounds, and I'm gonna explore that in the future. I did not know that you need to watch the temperature for your wooden instruments, which makes a lot of sense now that I know that. I'm sorry, past guitars. This is the hydrometer I was talking about. Temperature control, that you have to have the temperature between 40 and 60, humidity control, and if it's outside of that, then it could damage the harp. If there's too much humidity, the wood can expand, and if there's not enough humidity, then it can dry up and crack, and that is not good. The cracking is something you want to avoid to keep your wooden instruments. How does it help with healing music and healing in general? Especially in the bass notes. When you play, the bass notes resonate from the soundboard onto your body and just emanate those vibrations onto you, the person playing. So in that sense, it touched my soul because the resonance body was on my body, and it was actually kind of healing for me, because when I was sad, I would just put the levers in a sadder tone, a sadder key, and then play my pieces, and I was relieved from my sadness knowing that the instrument, the harp, was able to play that same vibration with me. On my mission for this album, I wanted to create a healing music album. I wanted to merge the healing music practice and instruments within my version, my electronic music practice. And I find it healing to go into a venue and hear music loud, at a loud level, entranced by this music at a similar, consistent tempo, almost meditative state. So what I found is that the harp is effective in making background sounds, little harp crystal sounds, crystallized little flutters in the background. I mean, the high frequencies in the treble clef zone, the higher register of strings could go well in a high alert state when you want people to have more attention to whoever is saying a meditation or a guided prayer or whatever is happening in the sound bath. And then the lower register, I would say this is a great spot to keep people entranced. Etc. But was still having some melodic formations more melodic tonalities and melodic timbres to the strings. All for trying that. Aside from the resonance body physically being on me and touching my soul every time I plucked a string, I had a blast recording the harp. It was quite an adventure to figure out the best way to record it and find the best time to record it, as there seemed to be a lot of noise during some hours. Multi-mic recording, unlock! Contact Mikey. So this thing, I had to, when I bought it, it was like $8. Friend told me I could solder it myself. I did not want to waste my time doing that. I didn't do that. So I bought this instead off Amazon, and all I had to do was just replace the little tape that it came with. A few times I had some double-sided tape. I just had to do that. I had to attach it here and then pop it on the harp. The best thing that I found to record the harp was indeed a contact mic. It didn't pick up a lot of the outside noise and instead just picked up a lot of the string noise, which was exactly what I wanted. Pop it on the harp. And this thing works really well. It has a 1/4-inch jack on the bottom. I did try and succeed at miking the harp. What I had to do was go lower and behind around the soundboard. I just plugged it into my mixer and ta-da! The sound comes in. The resonance body is in the back. So these beautiful holes lay across your body, and as you play, the sound comes out here. I had a fun time miking this area with the Newman. It was a blast. I found that it would get really bassy in the lower registers. The mid registers would also carry a lot of bass, and the high registers would carry less bass, but it would still resonate up there too. So the bass in this instrument is crazy, I would say. Crazy. Re-recording. Okay, creative recording unlocked. This has been the best year of my life. I got to record, take audio classes online. I got to enhance all of my skills and deepen my practice as a songwriter and a producer. I have really pumped up my recording skills and my noise cancellation skills. I have enhanced my knowledge in what creates noise and how to dampen it. And I hope that my hair is not in the recording. Fudge, it's probably in the recording. So I apologize for all of the rest of the recording that has my hair on the microphone as I'm moving. So sorry. So there'll be a bit of pops every now and then. Recording the harp also was super fun in having just a little fun improvisational jam sesh every time. And as the months progressed, I got increasingly better at just riffing and plucking the strings as I wanted to. I wouldn't say that the harp is necessary for creating healing music. However, it is a magical looking instrument. It does have a magical appeal. And once you get to the higher end harps, the harps with more strings, the bass strings, that's when you can really play around with the different tonalities of the different octaves for different purposes in the sound bath. I wouldn't say that it's necessary for sound healing, because sound healing and healing in general actually is just subjective, and you can walk into a sound bath and your sound practitioner can guide you through an entire sound bath with a gong and a crystal bowl, and that's okay too. From the beginning to the end, what happened is I moved from the beginner just trill up to more sophisticated coordination. You get the idea. I really enjoyed understanding the levers and the different strings. I am so happy that now I can pick up a harp and learn a piece of music if I so choose. That is a valuable skill that I'm really happy that I have now. Though I have to give this harp back, I am for sure investing in one of these bad boys when that time comes. For now, I'm going to finish the rest of my album and leave her behind for a little bit.
What's up, everybody? I'm doing handheld today. Let me see if I can focus. There we go. Handheld in the studio. Representing my friends here. What's good? Okay, so today I am going through some tracks. I'm gonna put you down because this is no more handheld, no more handheld. Alright, so contre-jour, bam, bam. Just gotta say that making an album takes a really long time, and there's so much involved. Like listening. You gotta open your ears. Like this. Respect.
Multi-channel processing in a DAW. Noise cancellation and room treatment. Wow, we sure have learned a lot this year, that's for sure. And the year is not over, so stay tuned for my album releasing this February 2023. Also, yes, I do have to part ways with the harp for now. However, this scale is a scale that will ride in my belt pack for the rest of my life. And just like reading music, digging that up out of my catacombs of knowledge will be much easier now with my music notation skills. Music notation reading skills and writing. It's a language. Language unlocked. I have made you a sound bag with the harp that I've recorded for Ableton, so you can load it up as a drum rack and play it yourself. If you're an Ableton Live user and you want to play the harp without buying one or getting one somehow, I hope you learned something today, and maybe you yourself want to take on the harp and start recording it and seeing what happens. This year has been magical. in the sense that I realized that I love the studio, I belong in the studio, and this is my happy place, reading notes and making sounds. I have skills that can pay the bills. I hope that you saw some of my progress with the harp. If you want to check out a piece that I recorded a little while back for one of my recitals, I will link that up on one of these corners and you can check that out. Thank you all for watching, and remember, music is life and you have to trust the process. Thanks for watching. See you next time.